Hey guys! Okay, what's today? The 25th. Chrissy PTS Dancer, advocate for better laws or protection. I don't even know how to put it all together for the mentally disabled. I'm mentally disabled. I don't need no damn government to tell me I'm mentally disabled. It's pretty obvious I'm disabled. So right now, I'm eating peanut butter. Let me tell you why. Peanut butter is healthy fat. But you can't eat a whole lot of it anyway. You know, I remember when they were telling everybody about the keto shit. And actually, the keto is what you start with. But at the beginning, they say not to eat no peanut butter. I was dying when it was coming off of sugar. I had to eat a lot of peanut butter. And it worked. I put peanut butter and jelly. Uh-oh. Yep. So yesterday I got my Zumba license. No, the day before yesterday. And it was hard. I was dancing for a long time. I was gonna die. That class was supposed to be over at like 6:30. It was like 6:40. I looked at the clock and I'm like, I already got my stuff. And the instructor was like, don't you want to take a picture? No, I want to go. I am tired. My body hurts. I feel like I'm gonna fall apart. I kind of felt sick, but I didn't give up. I'm not a quitter. And it hurt. Luckily, I kind of learned about protein and high fats and recovery and shit like that. I'm kind of sucking at right now because my husband and me are financially struggling big time. Not in a bad way. Nothing like we've never done before, but it's different now that I don't work. I can't contribute shit anymore. I can cook. I can say look pretty. Come out here and blog, but I can't really do anything right now. The only thing I can do is come out here and tell you God is real. You know how I know? I'm in front of you. Yeah. So I don't know if you know the story about me, but I'm pretty sure you do. I was polydrugged. Psychiatric medication was ridiculous. I can't believe they gave me that much medicine. Now that I think about it, I'm like, damn. I'm this little girl. Literally, I'm a little girl inside my mind. My trauma was so bad I never grew up. And trust me, there are many people like me that have been traumatized that don't ever grow up. And how they make us feel so bad about what other people did to us is like ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like I have like a messed up brain, not deformed, and I was actually born normal. And both my parents were very badly abused. My dad was Puerto Rican, my mom was Mexican. Pretty much says it all. Hispanics, from what I went through, they're really hard on the children. They spank them really hard and very, very tough discipline. That's why they're all very strong. Puerto Ricans and Mexicans are very, very strong because, you know, it's difficult to survive as a child. And once you get into teenagehood, man, it's just crazy. I'm 50 years old now. And I'm very, very sick. I'm very, very sick. My brain is very, 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 very sick. I'm all over the place. I don't know if I'm coming, going, who I am. I don't know who to believe anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. Gratefully, my husband provides enough support to roof over our head. But he can't make the nightmares and the bad memories go away. All the mistakes and the regrets. It's a constant battle with me. It actually made me really bitter for a really long time. Like, what did I ever do? I ever did. I finally realized it was a very unfortunate thing that happened to me when I was young. And I can't relive my past. But no matter what I do to try to forget about it, the flashbacks and post-traumatic syndrome disorder just takes you back. And I think it's really sad to know that people don't realize that the brain does this by itself. I'm not going to mention any names, but I remember there was somebody I was talking to on the phone recently. And she told me, you know what? Why don't you just write everything on a sheet of paper and forget about it? That's what I do. Really. Is your brain broken? Yeah. I live in La La Land pretty much most of the time. I don't know what's right, what's wrong pretty much. I am very intelligent though. And I do the best I can to evaluate the situation before I react, because I do think like a child. Although my brain is very, 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 very smart. No doubt. I probably would have been a doctor. No doubt in my mind. I'd have been something big. I'm like extremely intelligent. Who would have known? I just found out I was intelligent. I didn't even know I was intelligent until I went to therapy. That's a big thing. I went to therapy. So Big Pharma put me on a shitload of medicines. I don't know what the hell to do with me. Gave me all these nasty labels: bipolar, borderline personality. Borderline personality. Please, I left that when I was 4. My childhood was so traumatic. You know, I never developed right. I'm so underdeveloped, not from not eating, but I'm undeveloped from the stuff that was going on. It was just, it's like a war zone in my life. I did a lot of work to make sure my brother was protected. I couldn't do as much as I could for him, but for my little sisters, I did everything I could to protect those little girls. I pretty much, I can't explain it. I made sure that nothing could ever happen to those girls in a certain way. I made sure they were very aware of certain things. Did it help? Did it help? Maybe. But they were raised by somebody as sick as me, you know, so they're sick too. There's no fixing that. At least not right now. Kids. That was a hard one. I've never been mentally capable of even taking care of myself, really. I mean, I can, but I get fired from everything. I don't fit in society. Nobody accepts me. I'm bullied like there's no tomorrow. It's made me much more aware of the wonderful things I have in life is when I have a good day. Kids, though. How this all happened, I don't even know. I was 15 when I got married. I was being sexually abused. You know, I was like 12. My mother was very abusive too. Like I said, both my parents were badly abused. I mean, the only thing they knew how to do was, you know, to abuse me the same way. But it was bad because both of them were doing it. So, you know, that kind of like threw a pinger in there. I could have probably handled it pretty well if it had just been one, but both of them. And then having to protect. As I look back now, I'm really grateful that my life was sacrificed pretty much for my family. Like when I was really little, I did everything I could to protect my little brother. And somehow or another, I wound up protecting my mom and my dad. And it never ever, I don't know, I didn't hear I love you very much. Actually, I don't think I heard I love you at all. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me. It's just really hard. People tell me to get over it. Get over it? How am I supposed to get over this? This is a broken brain. What you're telling me to do is impossible. My brain is not capable of registering data the way a normal person is. I'm completely lost when I'm talking to people because I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't trust anybody with trauma. No matter what I do to try to fix this, I can do nothing about it. I've tried being drugged out. I tried being in relationships. I tried to have more kids. I tried drugs. I stayed on drugs for a really long time. That didn't help. I just made it worse. I lost all my kids from it. And that, as I look back now, I think that was the best thing for them too. Was for me to be removed from them. I was just too mentally sick. I couldn't help myself. There was nothing I could do. I tried. But my life was a sacrifice so my children could have a life. Well, that's all there was to it. I didn't care if I was too young, or if I was mentally ill, or if I was financially stable, or if I was being abused. It didn't matter to me. My children deserved a chance. And so I made sure they all got a chance. I gave them life. And tried to hold on to them as long as I could. But, you know, shit, man. I had so many, too. I had 6 kids. I was taking care of my sister. And I was taking care of this guy. It was just no good for me. I couldn't hold on. I cracked like a leaf. I cracked like a China doll. I did everything I could to hold on. I just couldn't. And I felt guilty for that for the last 23 years, man. But well, I had to give up. I had to give up the fact that I had made so many mistakes and realize how mentally ill I was. And thank God that my kids at least survived. They made themselves a good life. All of them are doing well. Yeah, all of them have mental issues, you know. Who doesn't? I'm very talented. I sing and I can dance. I can cook. Just couldn't do anything with it. But I do have every intention to do something with it now. Because now I'm an experienced survivor of bullying. I smoke a lot of weed. And some people might have a little different idea about weed, but I'll tell you the honest to God truth. Weed saved my life. I was a goner. When I was polydrugged, my doctor put me on a benzodiazepine. Benzodiazepine, Ativan, Xanax, Klonopin, Valium. That's a very nasty drug to take. I was put on it after 10 years of being stuck on painkillers and alcohol. When I went clean and sober, I was put on this Ativan, and my life went downhill. Is my life still downhill? I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment. My husband can't work. We're like, we could be a day away from being evicted. You know, I don't know how we've been surviving, but, you know, I give glory to God on that one. Oh, that's a big one. God. God is wonderful. To me, God is the universe. God is everything. Everything. My hat, my eyes, everything. Just everything. And then Jesus Christ was his son. And how I say it's his son. Now, remember, I'm in a little girl mind, so my mind is a little bit off. The way I see it is, however Jesus was born, I would like to believe it came the way it did. And I'm going to stand by that because I believe he deserves that kind of glory. I don't really know what to make of all of that, but I do believe he was the Son of God. Let me tell you why. The reason why I know he was the Son of God is because he died for me. Not you, not for anybody else. I don't really know anybody else, but for me. And that man believed so dearly that I was worth it way before I was even in existence. If I even die, I mean, you know, sometimes I wonder, do you just come and do it over and over and over and over again? I don't know. I don't know what to think because I think like a child. My stuff is very fairy tale. And I think just because I see things as fairy tale is the reason why I've been bullied so bad. Like people try to talk to me and tell me stuff and try to, you know, convince me how to think. But I'm a child. I'm also a very intelligent child in my mind. Like I'm a grown woman with a grown mind and a grown body. And I do believe there's some times when my mind does switch into an adult. You know, not so long story on multiple players upstairs, which comes from trauma, which has been very frowned upon in my family. Like I've been trying all my life to tell people, man, I'm not the same person every time you see me. But they were just like, I'm not listening to it. But yet again, that's because my family is also very, very ill like I am. And I used to be really angry at them because they weren't trying to see things my way. But now I realize the only reason why they're seeing things is because that's the way I sort of showed them when they were young. And, you know, it is very childish. And I am very, very childish. And I accept that this trauma has happened to me. But I don't accept being treated badly for what happened to me wasn't even my fault. That my brain is broken now. And I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to, be negative. It may make you feel a little sad for me. And, I'll feel a little sad for me too. But, this is just the cards I was dealt. And the anxiety is like through the roof. Like I'm in a risk of having a heart attack. Sometimes I get hit with anxiety so hard. I feel like my heart's going to jump out of my chest. I live in Texas. Texas is a rough state to live in. Very, very harsh laws here. Very harsh laws. And if you're mentally ill, you are a target. Yep, you are a target. Nothing you can do about that. You're not capable of providing society with anything other than you needing to be taken care of. It's not. I spent most of my life, my adult life, in jail. I mean, I was drunk. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no money. I had kids. They needed clothes. I needed clothes. We needed dishes. Shit like that, man. I'm not proud to say it, but I had to steal a lot of clothes for them. Pampers. I had to steal baby milk. I mean, yeah, I got food stamps, but I mean, I do, man. It wasn't enough, man. I needed, and WIC, I had WIC, yeah. And I lived in a project, but I mean, it was just no sight of anything coming good for anybody, and we were so poor. We were dirt poor. I mean, I remember one Christmas when my son and my daughter were very, very, very young. Children, actually, babies almost. I was so poor. I was given a Christmas tree from work with a couple of presents for my kids. And I was so, embarrassed, but I was so grateful because I was like, I will accept the embarrassment. In fact, I can't provide this for my 2 children. I give it to my children. I put it up. Sure did. I put that tree up. I sure did. I put popcorn around the tree. I bought candy. I did the best I could. I didn't know what else to do. And it makes me hurt that my children couldn't get to understand anything I was, because I was just so hurt before they were born. How unfair that was to all of us, for them, for us. I want to have a relationship with my children, but I'm just too sick. I don't read things right. If I don't read it right, I get really aggressive and angry, and I don't want to be like that with people no more. So the best thing that I could do was walk away. And that's what I did. And that's what I'm still doing. And I'm really hurt right now because I know this is the best thing to do for everybody involved. And this is the second time I've had to do this. It's just to kind of walk away from everybody because I'm unhelpable, I felt like, for a while. And they took my twins away. They took my twins away twice. Not once, but twice. I have such a huge family. I was dealing with what happened to me when I was a child. I don't want to go all into all that, but I had a very traumatic childhood, an ongoing ritual abuse. It was very, very difficult to survive, but I had to for my brother and for my 2 sisters. I had to survive for them. I couldn't tell anybody about anything that was going on because I didn't want anybody to separate us. So I accepted that abuse, and I did the best I could to try to shield them from whatever was going on. And I know they'll never really know the truth about it, but I paid attention to everything my sisters and my brother did. I tried my best to try to keep all of that shit as normal for them as I could. I was just a child. I was trying to take care of my parents. My parents were calling. They were all messed up too. They were badly abused too. I remember when my little sister was born. It was the most greatest thing that ever happened in my life. She was everything. She is everything. They're all everything to me. And I'm too sick. You know what I'm saying? This is just a very tragic event to everybody. It was very traumatized from what happened to me. And I couldn't stop being angry at everybody, be like, man, I love you guys. And I'm very lost. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I need y'all. You know, as I look upon it now, I realize, you know, mental illness is really difficult to handle for other people too. I wish there was like some kind of manual that would help you understand what's going on in my mind. Because what goes on in my mind definitely does not go on in anybody else's mind. And that's because I'm so traumatized. Let me go and put this in there. You know, I blogged this because I felt like it was time to start talking about my life. Like the bullying that's happened to me since I was a little girl. Bullying. You know? And I think bullying is when you don't say anything or this will happen. That's bullying. You know, up until about a year ago, I was hush-hush about everything. Like, I kind of talked about everything that was going on, but not in depth like I'm doing now in therapy. And therapy is really saving my life. And so is weed. That's a big one. Cannabis. I'm in an illegal state. Texas is very, very harsh. And I'm very scared to do anything on here. But I'm so sick that I have to risk that I could go to jail. I can't help it. I need the weed. I'm so sick. My trauma is so bad. It's very overpowering, overtaking. Well, the good point, you know, and I'm all over the place because, yet again, I'm traumatized. And I have a lot of multiplayers upstairs. And that's even hard for anybody to accept. It's funny that some people can't accept it. And people who've never met me can. So, my husband's a wonderful man. He watches my back. He makes sure I don't get hurt. He pays my bills. He makes sure I have peanut butter and chocolate chips because, you know, I lost 65 pounds. I wasn't able to share it with nobody because, yet again, I'm so sick. So, I'm changing my life as I speak. I've given my life up to the God as I know it because God is everything. Everything. Jesus is the Son of God. Period. The end. I don't need to have anything else explained to me. I just know it and that's it. So as I continue my blogging and everything, whoever wants to come and watch, you're more than welcome to comment. But if you never see it, you know, maybe someday my kids will see it. You know what I'm saying? Because I love my children more than I love myself. I loved my children more than I loved myself, that I sacrificed everything I could possibly be so they could get a chance to at least get a head start in life when they were really young. I mean, you know, one of my kids, my son, really had a hard, poor kid, you know, but he's such a survivor, such an amazing young man. I love him so much. I mean, every one of them are so special. And my grandsons are beautiful. And yet again, I didn't want to mess them up, so I had to walk away. And that was really hard because I love them very much too. But I think it's best, you know, where I'm at in my life, like this, if I can't get any support, then it's best for us to just, you know, stop trying to be a part of everybody's life and just be accepting of what I've got in my home, in my life, with my husband, and accept what I've got handed to me. Because what I have handed to me is an inspirational story, a wonderful testimony, a powerful fight of a wonderful, sweet person like me who never got a chance to grow up. I mean, trauma was just too devastating. I never got it. My brain just never rise to occasion. I never went into I think I remained right around 7 or 8. And it wasn't until I went to therapy that I started figuring it out. It wasn't until I started blogging, and I'm blogging in Facebook, I'm blogging in Snapchat, and I'm blogging here. So, I hope that my story gives everybody inspiration. Just so you know, I'm still sober. I've been sober 4 years and almost 9 months because of weed. I used to be a very, very, very bad drug addict. I don't do drugs anymore. Also, I'm a Zumba instructor. Yep, I fought fair and square. I danced for like 8 hours. I thought I was going to die. My bones hurt. My legs hurt. It was horrible. But I did it. I'm hoping to make something out of that. And now I'm hoping, you know, cannabis will be something big for me and my husband in the very near future. All right, well, there's my 25-minute mark. I got to get ready to go, and I want to thank everybody for supporting me. I love you. Chrissy PTS Dancer, advocating for better laws for the mentally disabled.